Bonjour, guten Tag, bienvenue und willkommen to Modern Languages at Beverly High School. My name is Mr. Young and I just wanted to guide you through what it is that you can expect to be studying throughout Year 7 and continued in modern languages here at the high school. Here at the high school, we believe that these three quotes sum up a lot about what language learning is about. Just take a bit of time to look at them and think about what language learning could do possibly for you or for your child or for you as a student here at the high school. It's about opening up all of these new doors, these new opportunities to new worlds, new cultures, new ways of thinking, new ways of speaking, sometimes new ways of being too. Part of learning a language is about giving yourself the edge on some of those other people around you, those other people that may be competing for the same job. Look at a few of these people on the left hand side, people that many of us may know, some of you as students might not recognize them. All of these famous people studied a language or something related to European studies. They didn't necessarily move on to do anything specifically to do with these subjects, but it's given them that all-rounded kind of education and that kind of edge on those other people. Take a look, how many of them did you get right? So, what is the purpose of this presentation? Why have we set it out? Well, first of all, we want you to know who we are and how you can best contact us, why we are here, why we do this as a living, why we think that languages are important. We want us to think about some of our expectations and what we would expect within the language learning classroom. We want to look at what would be opportunities that are given to our students, our past success. Of course, in current times, these are slightly different, but we're still working hard to try and provide as many opportunities as we possibly can. We want you to look at and be aware of all of the resources that we would expect your child and you as a student to be using throughout your language learning. And we also want you as a parent, as a guardian, as a carer to think about what it is that you can do in order to help your child learn a language as best as they possibly can. So, who are we? Here we are, here are our staff, our 5 members of staff within the department. We are all highly motivated. Languages are our absolute passion. We're really enthusiastic linguists and we all teach either French or German to A level as a specialty. We're passionate about creating a love of learning, inspiring that love of learning as Beverly High's motto is. We want to continue to create that love of learning within languages and develop a broader understanding of cultural capital within all pupils. We believe that learning goes further than just what we teach in the classroom. It's also about what we do outside of the classroom that helps to develop a child's breadth of knowledge and understanding on the language and its culture. We work really hard to ensure that all of our pupils have the possibility to try out new things, to take part in opportunities that hopefully enhance their learning while also having fun at the same time. We're here to support the students. We're also here to help you however we can. And should you have those concerns, all emails and contact details are provided on the school website. Please do not hesitate to get in touch. So what do we expect from our students within class? Well, in languages, like I've said, we work really hard to try and provide enjoyable and effective learning. And therefore, in return, we expect each and every pupil to try and do the following things. Show a positive attitude to learning. It's important to try and be as positive as we possibly can in order to learn as effectively as we possibly can within the classroom. Now more than ever, it's important that each student comes fully equipped for their lesson, with exercise books, pens, planners, whatever else it might be that's necessary for that lesson. All tasks that we ask of a student are to be completed to the best of their ability, whatever their ability might be. Okay? Completing homework, independent learning, once again, to the best of their ability. Actively participate in lessons. The best way to learn a language is to have a go, get right in there and participate. In order to participate, hands up, asking questions, answering different questions, and trying as best as we possibly can. And of course, it goes without saying, being polite, respectful to everyone around you, no matter what. There are times when you're speaking a language you may sound silly. Okay, so it's thinking about being polite and respectful to those around us. In normal times, like I've already mentioned, we try and provide as many opportunities as we possibly can in order to enhance the learning outside of the classroom. These are just a few of the things that we actually do within the languages department. Spelling Bee and Translation Bee, two national competitions in which students are given sets of words and phrases that they have to learn to either spell or translate as many as they possibly can within a minute. We've had great success within both of these competitions, and every single year since we started this, we have got to the national finals at Cambridge, and on multiple occasions we have had winners, the best spellers and translators in the country in that given language. We also take part in Eurofest with Heimers College in Hull. This allows students to create, design a product that they then sell in the foreign language. Trips, we try and have as many of these as we possibly can. We take our year 8 and 9 to Paris in the summer, Cologne for year 8 and 9 in Germany in May, around May half term. We're really fortunate to have two exchange programs that have been really successful for the past few years. Our French exchange with Millau in the south of France, and our German exchange with Wuppertal in Germany. And as part of this as well, we also, where possible, try and get pen pals for each of our students so that they can communicate in letter form with students in these countries. Twitter plays a big role in keeping things up to date, keeping you up to date with what's going on within the department. So please take a look as to what we're doing. And the website, there's loads of useful, really exciting things going on within the website. You can look at the whole MFL curriculum, where you're going to start in year 7 and progress throughout to year 11 and beyond. There's a lot that we really try and do in order to make learning fun. So take a look. In order to support a student's learning in languages, there are a plethora of resources that students can use. The primary one being ActiveLearn. All students have been granted access to ActiveLearn. This provides them with the opportunity to use the textbook that we use in lessons at home, and they can write on this and make notes within it. There are also different resources that we and tasks that we as teachers can set, and it may be that homework is set via this. It's really important to double check that this is always working and that you have access from this at home. Online dictionaries are really important. It's essential to note that we do not advocate the use of Google Translate. While it may be useful as a quick way of translating something, it is not always accurate, and you can find that we can become reliant on using Google Translate and not then learning how to translate effectively ourselves. What we would use are things such as the Collins Online French and German Dictionary, Word Reference and Dict.cc. This is for looking up individual words in which it then gives you example sentences. Please also note that Collins, for example, uses an online translator too, and therefore we would avoid, where possible, using this. We do have access to the computer room, which is primarily for languages, up in the humanities block, in which we would use this for different listenings and so on. It's also important to note that you can continue to learn a language and develop your language learning via music, films and YouTube, and you may find that this is an alternative way away from the academic side of developing your learning. So what is it that as a parent or guardian that you can do in order to help? Often the thing that we hear is that I somewhat struggle to help my child with languages because I was never particularly great at it, or maybe you didn't like it, and I appreciate that as the exception. Not everybody's the same. So some of the things that you need to maybe think about is being positive about those subjects, not just languages, but all of the others too, regardless of your feelings that you may have had in school. It's being positive about the learning. Learn together. Actually, it can be a little bit of fun. You know, it's never too late to actually pick up something and learn together. But actually, the main thing is it's not about you as a parent or carer learning. It's about your child teaching you something. So if you can teach somebody something else, it means that you've got a good understanding. Listen to your child speak. You may not understand everything that she's saying, but it's giving her that opportunity to practice that speaking. Talk to each other about lessons. What is it that you've done? What were you doing in that lesson? How did you find certain things? Showing that interest. Compete against each other, particularly with our competitions. It might be learning new words. Who's learning them faster? Who can speak a little bit better? Okay, that idea of competing. But the main thing is you've already started to help simply by following this presentation and showing that really keen interest. Languages are fun, they're interesting, they develop all of these new skills and open different doors. I'd really like to thank you for taking the time to have a look through this presentation and to listen. Should you have any questions or queries about absolutely anything, please do not hesitate, like I mentioned, to get in touch with your child's MFL teacher, or if not, with the head of department, and we'll do our utmost to support whatever it is that your query might be, and hopefully to continue to build on that relationship throughout the next 4 years as your child moves through the years here at Beverley High.